Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Circuit de Monaco, the street circuit that's laid out on the city streets of Monte Carlo and Le Condamine, around the harbour of the Principality of Monaco. It is the circuit that the drivers fear, it is the circuit that the drivers love, and it's the circuit that today sees the Monaco Grand Prix in Tier 2, and joining me in the commentary box with the champagne all around us and the gold and silver and the diamonds is Mr. Carl Edens. Carl, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, Gav. It's great to be here. 24 hours removed from practice and now in the comms box. Relaxing right now.
This is exactly what it is. It is one of those things where we go straight from racing into comms and then comms into racing, ultimately. But we are here for Season 5, Tier 2 race, Round 5 of Season 5. We do have a few cars that are out on track, and already we have some... we've got Van's Racing has been
disqualification, parking in the danger.
That's
obviously getting out the way of somebody or spun it out to somewhere, which that's the one thing I hate about this game. It's very trigger happy. It's like the real life stewards, to be honest. Very quick on the trigger.
It is indeed. The stewards might be busy this evening. That is certainly going to be a potential, and we will just need to see what happens in this race. We will tell you some differences in terms of Tier 2 tonight. So those who have watched MRC before, you will normally note that we do a 18-minute qualifying session followed by a 50% race. Today in Monaco, you get the joys of a full qualifying session. That's right, folks. Q1, Q2 and Q3 knockouts, and then a 25% race around the streets of Monaco, which will be 20 laps in total. So it's going to be a different approach for us tonight, Carl, as it will be for Tier 1 in about an hour and 3/4 and Tier 3 on Wednesday.
Indeed, I'm just following Alex, who's going to be the first one to set the benchmark time, who's currently out on medium tyres for his first lap.
Yes, it's a bold move for him to look to go through Q1 on those mediums, but we also have Smith 96 out on those mediums. We're just following Alex through and into Nouvelle Chicane very deep.
A bit deep into there.
He was indeed. He'll be looking to set that banker lap as we go, and welcome to everybody who's joining us tonight, irrespective of where you are in the world, whether you are indeed sitting on your yacht in Monte Carlo.
Click the barrier on the on the exit of the swimming pool section.
He did indeed.
Just a little kiss, bit of smoke in the air as well.
Yeah, we had a bit of sparking of the barriers yesterday in practice.
Yeah, I've seen that on the way through, as he does at 1:13.6. I've seen that coming through the first chicane, seeing the sparks there on the inside on practice, so
G-Star was
off-putting.
Yeah, G-Star was sparking in Monaco, as we'll call it. Eva Homer's just gone top.
111.8, but on those soft tyres.
Yeah, as you would expect, very much a pace differential of around about a second to a second and a half between the soft and the medium compound tyres down like in there. The battle though in Q1 is going to be losing the bottom five. We've already lost one driver, Van's Racing, disqualified. We can only imagine due to a spin somewhere. So we will keep an eye out.
Just caught Guy coming through the final corner to finish his first lap. He goes quickest on a 111.2.
Well, I've just seen on the stream Era voice coming through the swimming pool chicane and absolutely went 90 degrees, floored the brakes, and all four brakes were locked there. That will certainly have wakened him up in Monaco, but yes, Guy in the lead.
My prediction would be probably Guy favourite for pole, because as we've seen throughout the season so far, especially in the dry, he's been quite a qualifying specialist in the dry conditions.
He is indeed. We've just seen Ollie T just go into fifth on that Ferrari.
Jacob Jones currently, just dropped to fifth because Damalek, I think, has just gone through.
Yeah,
it was Tomo.
Tomo in third.
Apologies.
He's covering the Aston Martins.
The two soft runners currently 8th and 9th, but this is only the start of the Hurst, as Smith just kissed the inside coming through Casino. Just a little love tap.
Just watching Martin as he comes into Rascasse, coming up to the final corner, which is Anthony Noakes. He was around about half a second up when we joined him, and as he will come across the line to improve on his 114, he's 0.7, he does 114.0, and Nicolat goes third in the Aston Martin. So some good times already on the board. Aerovoice will be going again after that spin.
He moves up to ninth with a 13.4.
He does indeed. Tell you what, we will jump on board. We're just watching Monster in that Red Bull. We will jump on board for a track lap of Monaco shortly as we watch him going through the tunnel, the circuit that's only used on 2 weekends a year, folks. The Formula 1 Grand Prix and the Formula E Monaco Prix, which is odd years, or the historic Grand Prix of Monaco. So it is a street circuit. It is real life roads. I wonder if there's potholes. Could be like.
Don't get me started on potholes.
And as we jump right now on board with
drain
Monster.
Covers.
Well, that's true. Let's hope none of them happen tonight. Monster coming down in the Red Bull as we come through down from the start finish straight into Saint-Devote. That tight right hand curve now climbing 44 metres all the way up from Saint-Devote as we now come. Look to come into Massenet. Seen the casino on the right hand side, pop in there, drop many thousands of dollars later on. Now coming down into Mirabeau, very much second gear, 40 miles an hour, and now coming into the Fairmont hairpin that is better known as the Lowe's hairpin. Tight and twisted there, first gear. Now just touching out, going down into Portier, as we can see the cruise ships and the yachts there. And now into the tunnel. Formula 1 cars can lose 20 to 30% of their aerodynamic properties in the tunnel. He will be looking to keep it nice and steady as he now comes down into the Nouvelle chicane. Brakes around about 60 metres, doesn't go too deep. Nicely turned in, nice rotation on the Red Bull there as he now powers down to back. Left-hander, fifth gear, as you can see, now throwing the accelerator through into the swimming pool. Very easy to lose the rear end. Little bit of rear end kiss there from Monster. Comes down into the Rascasse, maybe runs slightly too deep there. Slight short of the power up into Anthony Noakes, and then floors at DRS fully open. 510 metres, folks, of DRS zone, and Monster goes into fourth in the Red Bull. Well deserved first banker lap from him.
Beautiful lap.
Very much so. So let's
just want to say very quickly, Rob has put in the chat already a better TV whatever than the real life Monaco Grand Prix. Great work. So
we'll take that.
Praise there.
We'll take that. We'll take that as confidence. We will. Obviously, we're directing the cameras as we go, Carl. We're telling all of the cameramen what to do and what to focus on. So
we're presenting a story.
We are, and the story as we look at it right now is we've got 9 minutes, and Herman top.
Nearly in the 1 minute 10s.
Yes, could we get a 1 minute 10? We've seen a 1 minute 10.2 from Guy in Free Practice 3 yesterday. Go and check it out. It's on the YouTube.
I was there.
You were there. You were deciding to go hard compound tires. You were taking the hard mantle from Mark, who were just watching just now in his lap in the Mercedes. So 9 minutes left in Q1.
Kissed the barrier there.
The barrier, he did indeed, and he kissed it again in the swimming pool. Very much off-putting.
Wonder what kind of damage he's got from that. Surely he's got some damage somewhere.
He does, but he continues on.
But either way, he would have lost a lot of time through there, bouncing off the barriers like a ping pong.
He would have indeed, and we definitely won. He does go 10th though,
1:13.2.
He will be back to try out any more. So let's just jump now down to, we've got Scott, who has gone 17th. Ghetto Biggie on his fastest lap at the moment, coming back. There's an Alpine in front of him, gets nicely out of the way as well. As Ghetto Biggie in the Alpine. As he comes now down into Tobacco. It was his teammate there that let him through, which is Grimo. Good to see track placement. Very difficult in Monaco to get right. Purple in that second sector for Ghetto Biggie's fastest lap. He hasn't set a time yet, so let's see where he gets to. Van Dreysen is back with us, although disqualified from the qualifying. He will be there for the race. And Ghetto Biggie comes across the line and goes third, 1:11.6.
Very good lap, very good
indeed. So just currently
in the elimination zone we have Smith, Martin, Scott, Stube, and obviously Vans, who got disqualified early in the session, undeservedly, if I must say.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Oh, and we're just watching Smith in the Alfa Romeo. I think he's trying those medium compound tires, but I think he is going to need to put on a set of softs and go for a quick time. Otherwise, he is at risk of being eliminated in Q1. So let's just, as we watch him through. Oh, the car looking very twitchy though again. It just doesn't feel as if it was too settled there, but he does go purple, so he is 4/10 up, so this could certainly bump him up the pecking order up to around about 13th, and that would then put Voice into the danger zone. Well, Voice is in the danger zone at the moment.
He's the one on the bubble.
Is indeed. Monster just saying, good thing I'm used to this qualifying format, full qualifying, exactly. And Smith goes 11th, superb into the lap there for Smith 96, so he puts him out of the danger zone. Not that many cars on track at the moment, so we'll...
no, it's rather quiet, but that's a good thing for those out on track at the moment, because it means no moving or...
Yeah.
Possible,
and Jake
kissed the.
Well, he kissed the barrier, but he also invalidated his lap there. He just took too much of Saint-Devant, so again, that'll be unfortunate for Jacob. Mark is still going. Just looking at Ollie T there, he is in the danger zone at the moment. 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th will be eliminated in Q1, folks. But there is still 6 minutes and 20 seconds for the drivers to make their mark on the streets of Monte Carlo.
It's quite a short track, Monaco, so you do tend to get at least quite a few laps in.
You can indeed. You got to kind of watch for the soft compounds. The soft compound tires, I think in the free practice race, drivers were taking them through to around about laps 9 and 10, which is good to see, but they can easily go off, and especially with the damage model, you could easily find yourself into the barriers, which is what Voice will be trying not to.
Yeah, and just going to that practice session, I just thought, why not try the hards at least, just to see how it feels? And they weren't, obviously they're not going to be as quick and as grippy as the medium or the softs, but after a few laps, when they get in that window and you get into a smooth rhythm, they're not a bad tyre to use, to be honest. No,
and you're right. I think if you look at it, and if you do end up in a turn 1 incident or a lap 1 incident, then you could certainly put on the set of hards. It is a track which is difficult to overtake.
You're practically guaranteed to go to the end then.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about tyre deg.
Yeah, it's a difficult track to overtake.
If it weren't for the fact that you had to use certain particulars, Voice moves 9th out of the danger zone. But as I was saying, if it weren't for the fact that you have to use like 2 types of compounds in the race, you could practically go through a 25% race at Monaco on the hards without having to stop, because I think the tyres would actually make the 20 lap bracket.
Well, indeed, we're just watching Morgan in the Aston Martin. He's coming around to set his first time of the evening, and he goes 17th, still in that danger zone. He needs to improve by at least 9/10 of a second to bump him up the order. Mark also out, currently 16th. Martin in the McLaren out, and Scott is also out. 4 drivers currently in the bottom 5, battling to avoid elimination in Q1. Interesting that Nico Lack in the Alfa Romeo is going out again. So he is obviously just doing some possibly benchmarks.
I would definitely say that those, as Stube has just lost it just before the tunnel there. He's lost his front wing. It was on quite a decent lap as well to get out the danger zone, but hopefully he's got enough time to come back in, and I'm not sure if he'll be able to get round again. If
he will, we may just make it. He may just make it 3 minutes 25 seconds to go in Q1. We're just watching 16th place at the moment, Mark in the Mercedes on his outlap. DRS window, DRS wing envelope open for him as he comes down into Saint-Devant there nicely. kisses the entry to Saint-Devote. He will be certainly looking to jump up the order. It's one of only 3 circuits in the calendar this year, the official calendar before a couple of races were cancelled, that has only one DRS zone, the other 2 being Suzuka and Imola. Very different circuits to this. Very difficult to overtake here in Monaco. We were saying those barriers are so close to you, and we were saying yesterday in the free practice that Nelson Piquet
improves to 17th, but he's still in that dropout zone.
He is indeed. Just saying that Nelson Piquet described Monaco as like riding a bicycle around your living room, and the drivers will be sensing that today.
To be honest, it's a very good way to describe Monaco. It really is. It's pretty much nails it on the head.
Completely. Just watching Mark 4/10 of a second up. This could put him into 13th, 12th, 13th. So it could get him out of the danger zone as he comes down Anthony Nogues now. Actually, there's yellow in sector 2. I think people just letting cars pass. Mark goes 12th. So he pushes Ollie T into the danger zone, and it is Jacob who's right on that mark at the moment.
We've got Stu coming back.
Scott's lost his front wing.
Yeah, we've got Stu coming back out for another go to get out that drop zone, so hopefully he can get round before the flag drops.
Yes, indeed. So Scott's missing a front wing. That is going to confirm his Q1 exit. It's unfortunate for him. Martin is also single track in the pits, so
we're looking at losing a Red Bull, a Mercedes, a Ferrari.
Yeah,
Red Bull, McLaren, sorry.
Yep, Alex is also out. Although I'll tell you one thing, Alex, oh no, he's there, it's fine. I did think there was another car just leaving the pits, but just keep it so Alex on his out lap. So the top 11 are all in the pits. They have decided their times are safe. As we see Alex now coming in. Oh, and he clips the inside barrier. He clips the outside barrier, sorry, there at Saint-Devote, so that will certainly hurt him. He's currently 14th, just a couple of places above that knockout zone. We're losing Ollie T, Scott, Stube and Single Track at the moment. Single Track and Scott are in the pits. They will be knocked out.
Ollie T's 2/10 up, and he's also purple in that middle sector.
Good lap. We'll just look at Ollie T just now as he comes into Raskas. He needs to definitely get a good run out of Antonio. Not clip anything. He does. Rear end steps out a bit. DRS wing open, and he comes across the line and into 11th. Superb lap from him. And we're just seeing Smith. Oh, and Smith gives up his time, so he's decided he's had enough. Jacob is out and currently 4/10 up. That would put him in front of Smith. Could that be a disaster? But Smith could have invalidated his lap. Jacob in the knockout zone at the moment. He comes across the line and goes into 9th. So Alex is now into the bottom 5, although just about to come across the line. Is he going to be a 1:12.8? Yes, he does, into 3rd, and that pushes Smith 96 into the bottom. Yeah, exactly, and that does bump Smith 96, but Morgan and Mark are still out there. Ollie T is still on a good lap, but there is plenty of positions to save Ollie T. Is Morgan going to be able to jump up out of the knockout zone? And Mark, I think, has given up this lap, so can Morgan pip him? He needs to improve. He comes across the line. He doesn't. 1:13.5. So we have lost an Alfa Romeo, a Mercedes, an Aston Martin, a McLaren and a Red Bull, folks. Q1 is over. A lot of things for the drivers to think about, but there are some big quick hitters out there that have been knocked out.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you that he sat there in that cockpit as Mark with a massive sigh of relief to see that he's just scraped through in 15th into Q2.
91 100ths of a second.
Yeah,
or 91 1,000.
Yeah, I bet he's got a massive sigh of relief just to make it through there.
He will indeed. He'll be a very happy man to make it through. So let's just give you a recap between Q1 and Q2, folks, on where we are in the championship standings in Tier 2. Currently in the Drivers' Championship, Guy is the championship leader after 4 rounds. 62 points that he has. Mark second on 43 points, and then Monster third on 38 points. And it is Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship, 68 points to Red Bull's 53, and Mercedes 53 in AlphaTauri, 49 in the AlphaTauri. Doing very well last week with Nick Catch winning on his debut for AlphaTauri, Damilek second and Alex in third. Williams picked up the first points in Spain. They needed it, and they got it.
Did. Just want to quick say, Herman carrying on where he left off when he stepped in Tier 3, absolutely annihilating us in Spain. He did. Thank God he was in an Aston Martin, though.
Exactly.
But yeah, I gave him big thanks for stepping in last week and getting some crucial points for us in Tier 3.
Indeed. Got a few cars already going for the mediums as we start Q2. 15 minutes of knockout fun. If you can get through to Q3, and you will start the race on the tyres you have used in Q2. So already we're seeing the drivers starting to go onto those medium compound tyres. The first one that is out of the pits is... I was going to say there is an Alpine out there, there is a Williams out there, and there we go.
It's
Evil Homer.
Evil Homer is the front of the queue.
He is indeed. Soft tyres for Evil Homer.
And then you got his teammate Alex behind him as well. So you got the two Williams leading the pack round on this start of Q2.
Herman on the mediums, Ghetto Biggie and Damilek on the mediums as well, and Monster, although not left the pitch yet, is also on those medium compound tyres. So the Williams boys are splitting strategy, and Era Voice is just going out onto the soft compound tyres, it looks like. So there's a bit of a mix of strategy again. We know that track position is key here.
We had Evil Homer skipping the first chicane because he missed his braking point, but luckily it only invalidates this lap and not the next.
Indeed. You want to be trying, and track limits on this track will be key. There will be penalties aplenty as well as damage, folks, so let's jump on board with Evil Homer as he comes down the pit straight. Cross the line and now into San Devot. Nice and tight there, good rotation, doesn't get too greedy as he now comes all of the way up, all the power into Massenet. Nice feathering of the throttle there. Oh, and he just gets out of the throttle a bit there in case he was going to hit the barriers. Does go purple in one. This is his first lap. We do have a yellow in sector 3. And he's quite nice rotation through the hairpin there. Doesn't take too much greed there as he's coming into Portier.
Ooh, we have a Haas down at just outside of turn 1.
Oh, and Evil Homer just...
And that was Damilek, who's lost a front wing coming out of San Devot, so he's not going to have a good start to his Q2.
No, Evil Homer backed out of his lap, so he just jumped on board with Alex, his teammate. So possibly Evil Homer deciding that the softs weren't for him and he wants to go onto those mediums. We will see, but Alex is about to go to the top of the timesheets. How long will he stay there?
Williams looking very planted through the swimming pool section.
Very much so, and he does come across the line, 112.0. I suspect we'll be looking at the late 110s in this run, folks. Ollie T and Herman goes quickest.
11.9 on the medium, so Herman goes quickest so far.
Yeah. And I think Alex just took a hit at the casino square there. Ghetto Biggie has gone into third in the Alpine, and Nicolak 110.9. We said it, Carl. Just about 30 seconds. It could be the late 110s, and we have our first 110 runner.
Obviously, the drivers are finding their rhythm now and getting comfortable, as we had a Haas and a McLaren near enough tangling over each other through the swimming pool.
Yeah, we're just watching.
It was Lara
Loppy. Or was it Damilek?
It was Lurpy and Jacob who got tangled up into the swimming pool section.
Yeah. Tomo just gone into fifth. We were watching him just as he was coming into Raskas, and Damilek almost knocked the front wing off of his Haas to get out of the way. it is difficult there. Martin just saying, caught traffic when he was on around a second of improvement.
Just jumped on with Evil Homer, who also had a second lap invalidated, so he's having to go again.
And that's going to really impact if he has to start the race. I mean, if I were him, I'd probably look to just jump in and put another set of softs on, because those softs are going to not be the greatest in terms of race pace.
No.
At the moment, the track is relatively empty. There's about 7 or 8 cars out at the moment. Just seeing Loppy in the Haas there. He should come through. He is certainly much quicker than his previous run, as you quite rightly said, around about the swimming pool section before. So he comes down into Rascasse. Lovely place for a coffee, especially on Grand Prix Sunday. Not that I've been there on Grand Prix Sunday, but
too bad. As Aaron,
he does. He goes 5th. Does Loppy?
I've seen an Alpha Tauri parked at the first chicane. I don't know if there don't seem to be any damage. Probably just clipped the barrier probably with the rear and just spun round. It was Herman.
Oh, is it? 111.6 for Evil Homer. He finally gets a lap in, and Guy 110.9. So 21 1,000ths separate the top 2 at the moment. Remember, the finishing positions in Q2 allow you to get through to Q3, the top 10, but they will start the race on the tyre that they set their fastest lap on.
Monster's the only one who is out that hasn't set a time yet that's on medium tyres.
Yeah, Grimmo invalidated his lap there. I think actually he was on his out lap, so we will watch his lap as he comes through. We've got yellow in the tunnel section. I think that's just cars letting each other by, which is good to see. Grimmo running slightly wide as he came through Massenet there. Nicely through Casino Square. Avoids that bump in the road. He does go purple. It's his first lap. Now coming into the hairpin. The hairpin's going to be really crucial in the race, and that is going to be a place where you might be tempted to go for a bit of a dive, and it's certainly not worth it, because damage, you are going to be impacted.
Even though we have seen the likes of Michael Schumacher making a few moves down at that particular hairpin, you have to have good communication between the car defending and the car attacking to make sure they leave enough space for the move to be done. But I wouldn't recommend making the move in the first place.
No. Oh, Grimmo in the Nouvelle chicane. Oh, and he's invalidated his lap. He was almost coming through the swimming pool chicane. Looked to get a little bit out of kilter there and jumped to the exit of it. So that is going to invalidate that lap for him. Just we're watching Damalight now, but you're right. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars on at the moment, folks. Welcome to all those that are watching. 50 people watching at the moment. Do share it, whether it be on YouTube to fans of F1.
Monster goes 9th on those mediums.
Tell you one thing,
on his first flying lap.
Yep, he's both him and Jacob will be watching the times, and instantly Damalight goes 5th in the softs, and that pushes Jacob out of the top 10. So I think Jacob is on his run at the moment on those mediums. I wonder when he's just sort of touched the rear left in the barriers. Let's see, Era Voice is coming through, but he's invalidated his lap as well, and now Mark and the Mercedes. This is the thing, it's easy to invalidate your lap, and if you do, it's too easy to lose it out again.
Yeah, and obviously the easiest place to invalidate your lap and probably cop up a few time penalties is obviously the chicane coming out of the tunnel. Yeah.
Martin just commenting, track evolution seems very high, and it is right. Green track at the start of qualifying, and it will improve as the times go on. You almost want to be out there towards the very end as opposed to the start. Mark now, as he comes into Anthony Nogues and out, opens the DRS and will come through. Where will he end up? He comes across the line and he'll just 11th and 11 1,000ths behind Tomo there. So he'll certainly go again. Jacob's still on those mediums. He's 3/10ths up at the moment. It's not going to be enough though to...
No, he stays in that drop zone.
He needs to pit and pop a set of soft compound tyres on. Definitely, for sure. So
Aero Voice coming into Rascasse.
So top 5 Carl are sitting in the pits. They're quite happy. I think if you're Guy, you're Nico Lack, I think you're safe. I think Herman looks safe on those mediums.
Has just done a 1:13.0, so remains in that drop zone as well.
It does. So if you're in the top 5, relatively comfort, Alex has decided that he doesn't feel safe. And I mean, he's only 3-4 tenths away from the knockout zone, so he's obviously thinking, actually, no, he's not. He's just coming out just now. Loppy is out again. Monster's lost his front wing on the Red Bull.
Oh, that's a bit of bad news for him.
Yes, I think he's going to be in and set of softs, I would expect. Well, he's only got kind of 2 tenths. I'll tell you what though, look at the gap between 9th place Gettle Biggie, 112.346, and Mark in 11th, 112.390. So you're talking 44 1,000ths of a second difference between 9th and 11th.
Yeah, I think those that are definitely in the 1:12, so everyone from Alex downwards, I would probably recommend going again, because if somebody hooks up a good soft tyre run and gets into the 1:11s, you're just going to plummet. Yeah,
Era Voice hit the exit on the hit the barrier on the exit of Tabac. Ollie T is on his lap is invalidated. Garemo is coming out there.
Evil Homer going back out again.
So that's going to be an interesting one. So maybe not feeling as safe as he could be, although I would suspect that given he's got 7-8 tenths of a second difference, he would be in a positive place, but maybe just looking to get his setup ready for Q3. Tomo in the Aston Martin, let's jump on board with him as he comes down into Saint Devote. Not too greedy, takes a bit of the curb on the left hand side there. Now on this run up through Beau Rivage into turn 3. Let's keep an eye quite wide there as well. It's very easy to get on the outside there.
Oh dear, Lurpy has just invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to go again. Sorry to butt through there.
That's alright. He is indeed. He's 7th at the moment, but very much
he's coming in.
Oh, so he's got enough time though to get in, switch on another pair of softs and go out again.
Yeah,
stay on board.
Stu proved that in Q1, coming out with at least 3-4 minutes still to go and got round with at least a few seconds to spare.
Yep, Tomo running a bit deep into the Nouvelle chicane there. What's he going to be through to back? Nicely touched on the left hand side. Let's see as he now comes through the swimming pool. Nice and planted as that Aston Martin jumps through the curbs on the exit. Always invalidated. Oh, he'll be
I think it was
himself.
That first part of the swimming pool where he invalidated is my guess.
Yeah, well indeed. Mark's also invalidated, although it's his outlap. So Jacob now is out. He's taken our advice on those soft compound tyres. He is out. It was the sensible thing to do.
Got Ollie T out there as well, hoping to finally set a lap time and get out that drop zone.
Grimo does an 18.6 in the first sector, and a Guy's coming out as well. So he's maybe just again taking it a bit easy, just wanting to see what the track evolution is like. Well, let's keep an eye on Grimo as he comes now down through the tunnel. As he comes down now into the chicane, he's going to see that Ferrari in front. The Ferrari goes straight on at the chicane just to get out of his way. Good positioning there, and comes through to back. What can Grimo do in the end of sector 2? 53.0. Sorry, he almost launched himself through the swimming pool chicane there. I mean, this is a racetrack, boys, not a US aircraft carrier. As Grimo now comes across the line and goes into 8th. So a good run from him, and that pushes Tomo into the bottom 5. He has gone into the pits though. I don't think he doesn't have enough time to
so
set
that's
another
Tomo
time.
Tomo out of qualifying, as we've got Mark coming now to finish his lap.
We do indeed. Can he improve as he goes across the line? He does. 6th, and he pushes Monster out to 11th, and Loppy is now really going to be sitting. It's going to be a bit of squeaky bum time for Loppy, because he is right on the danger zone. If Monster can improve, that will knock him out. Tomo will be the first of our exits. We're just looking at Jacob, who is on a fast lap. 112.9 at the moment. Era Voice is still on those mediums. He's He's definitely doesn't look like he's going to get out.
Just joined Ollie T, who's making his way down to the swimming pool.
Jacob 6/10 up in the first sector, so that would certainly help him, but it wouldn't give him enough to get him into the top 10. McLaren nice there into the chicane.
Ollie T's out.
Yeah, he is.
Guy is a 110.6.
He's showboating now.
Authority.
He is. Oh, and Jacob, the rear end almost stepped out. I wondered if we were about to see a bit of an accident there, but he done very well to save it. Might just have looked a bit dramatic for the cameras. But as he comes through, Anthony nose down, counting down 107, now into 9. Can he get into the top 10? He does just! 1:12.077, the only one. Monsters currently, can he knock Jacob out of the top 10? And he does! 7th! So, Jacob was in the top 10.
At the end of Q2 there.
It was. Jacob was in the top 10 for fractions of a second, folks, and then he was knocked out by Monster. Ollie T is on a lap. It's not going to improve. And there a voice does come into the pit. So, the Q2 is going to end. That we are going to lose Jacob in the McLaren, we're going to lose Loppy in the Haas, Tomo in the Aston Martin, there a voice in the AlphaTauri, and Ollie T in the Ferrari. Well, we said it would be dramatic towards the end, and it certainly turned out to be that way. Jacob nearly, he had in touching distance, and Loppy might be kicking himself for not going out.
But it could be a silver lining for Jacob, because obviously because he's been knocked out and he's out of that top 10 and in 11th, he does get choice of tyre for the start of the race.
He doesn't.
So there is a silver lining.
There is.
But Herman into Q3 on those medium tyres. So he's going to be starting the race on those mediums, so that gives him a slight edge going into the race.
It does, so he'll certainly be looking to go long as we go through. So everybody has finished, folks. Q2.
Lost a McLaren, a Haas, a Aston Martin, an AlphaTauri and a Ferrari. So we've got one Ferrari in Q3 and one Ferrari out.
Jacob just saying his co-commentator for Tier 1 knocked him out. That's going to be a frosty Tier 1. It may well be. Oh, there will be tales spoken about in the commentary box of the moment where 10th place was just within his grasp, and Monster decided, I'll take that, thank you very much. But yeah, you're right, Herman in the mediums. So he's the only one in the top 10 to make that medium strategy work. So he will start the race on the mediums from those within the top 10. So he certainly will go longer than the other drivers. But we've got a couple of Williams, we've got a couple of Alpines in there as well. So those two teams going to be looking for some good points. The Williams got some good points in Spain. They'll be looking for a good return there. Mark will be looking to continue his championship challenge in the Mercedes there, 6th, 111.6, so good. But 1.2 seconds covering the top 10.
Anyone's game.
It is indeed.
Anyone's game. And I'm guessing we're going to see a couple more 1 minute 10s coming into this Q3 session, because the gloves come off for the top 10 shootout.
They do indeed. It is the top 10 show, as Carl was quite rightly saying. Q3, 12 minutes have started. We have certainly going to have an interesting start to see who goes out, sets a banker lap. 10 cars.
And because you've only got 10 cars on track for Q3, not much of a high thing of traffic, because because there's not that many cars, so if each of these drivers can time it just right, even though it's a short track and a short lap, they shouldn't really be getting tangled up amongst each other.
No, they definitely not. We've got Alex and Herman out at the moment. The only two we do have. I think Nico Lack is coming out as well, as is the Mercedes of Mark. So they're all starting to just see where the other drivers are going to go. I think Evil Homer is also out. He is indeed. We'll just keep an eye on Alex.
I'll tell you something, I bet Mark's smiling at the moment because he was on the cusp of being eliminated in Q1, I think it was.
He was. He was 15th,
He
I
was
think
right
it was.
on the cusp of being eliminated in Q1, and he's gone and made it into Q3.
He has. And he'll be looking to try and land in the top 3. Certainly. Everyone in the right laps car seems to jump the Nouvelle chicane, almost as if, nope, don't want to take any more life out of the tyres. Just go straight on. But we will keep an eye on again, the same as we go through the swimming pool. Might have to try that in Tier 1, just to keep the tyres nice and alive. Oh! And Alex already comes straight back into the pits. Interesting. So let's just watch Herman. So Alex was out for his outlap and then in again. So we'll go with Herman. He'll be the first runner. DRS wide open as he comes down this 510 metre long pit straight into Sandoval. He's had an Alpine just coming out at the same time, but didn't do too much to distract him there. That'll be the Alpine of Grimo, who is behind him. This track's getting busy, Carl. They're all coming out, but we are just keeping an eye on Herman. Oh, he was very deep into Portier there. Kind of took a almost very tight line, didn't allow the car to run out as he was coming out of turn 7. Comes now into the chicane. We do have a yellow in 3, but that is cleared. Martin there.
That AlphaTauri looking very smooth through the swimming pool.
It is indeed. Martin Hills has just said, does he capitalise on the chaos and pit at the end of lap 1 and start and go on to the hards? It is something which we've been speaking about as Herman goes 111.3, but it is possible if you're slightly down the field. 110.7 from Nico Lack.
It is, because I think there was joking at having a little joke about it in the commentators chat room in the Discord. I think we're having a joke about it last week.
I'll tell you one thing. I hadn't put it out in my mind. I'll tell you that. I thought if you don't qualify too well,
yeah, it's an ideal. It's not a bad idea, especially if you get a bit of damage, especially on lap 1. Literally just jump straight onto the hards, and then that's it. You don't have to worry about it unless there's a safety car or whatnot. So it's not a bad shout.
No, it's difficult to overtake. So even if you are really struggling on tyre wear or you're on the hard compound,
Herman getting twitchy there again.
I think are we just about to see our provisional pole? Yes, we are. Guy 110.5. So I think there's still a little bit more from him that we can do. He did a 110.2 yesterday, so he's still got a bit more time there. Evil Homer invalidated his previous. He hasn't this time, which is good, so just seen him come through. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult to overtake, so even if you are struggling on tyre wear towards the end, if you decided to pit early, it's going to be difficult enough for anyone to overtake you. Evil Homer does a 111.1, and that ding in the background was exactly as he went over the start-finish straight. Monster goes 5th. Damalek now goes 4th. So the banker laps are being set. Ghetto Biggie and Grimo still in the pits, the two Alpines. So maybe they've only got one set of soft compound tyres left. Alex has given up on his fast lap there. Surely Monster's not going for another run. It's the calm before the storm, Carl. It's that piece where people have set their banker laps. Guy just goes quickest again. 110.3. Is he going to give anyone else the opportunity for pole, or is that the pole man that we're going to see there? Nico Lack in 2nd, Evil Homer in 3rd, Damalek in 4th, Herman in 5th. Monster in 6th and Mark in 7th at the moment. Herman coming back out, so he's looking to get his 2nd run in early. And Ghetto Biggie is out on his outlap as well. 3.37 kilometre circuit, 2.074 miles. The current layout of Monaco. It's been on the F1.
Just following Alex because he's still yet to set a lap time, and he's just coming through the first chicane out of the swimming pool.
Yes, I think we're just seeing him on the stream. First race has been on the F1 calendar since 1955, but his first race was in 1950, the first year of the World Championship. It was 19.
Whoa, back end stepping out in the swimming pool just before Le Rascasse.
And we talked about this as a couple of the qualifying as we were seeing him. Oh, he gets the rear end out again coming out of Anthony Noakes. He really needs to watch it because in the race that could easily ruin your race. He does go 7th though, and that could easily ruin his race. Let's jump on board with Ghetto Biggie. Yeah, people are going to have to watch. We don't want to take all the life out of the tyres and potentially risk spearing into the barrier.
Definitely not. And he did some, I would say he did some proper gymkhana. Some proper gymkhana.
he saved it well.
Sideways.
Yeah, Ghetto Biggie.
Some proper gymkhana.
Yeah, Ghetto Biggie there just avoiding the inside of Mirabeau at turn 7 there.
The drift was that good, even I think Kimi Räikkönen would have been proud of it.
That's it from his days in his little spell away from F1 when he did rallying. Certainly your Tommy Mackinnons of this world would be happy men with that. Ghetto Biggie 52.9 coming out of sector 2. Now comes into Rascasse again, goes quite deep. Quite a lot of the cars going deep into Rascasse and really just missing the barrier on the exit.
Yeah, because I remember going deep a few times during practice last night, and it's actually very easy to go deep into Le Rascasse, which does kind of, you lose quite a, even though it's like a small corner, you lose a lot of time even if you run wide, because the car drags out that wide, and it's the drag that the tyres get that cause the car to slow down, and also it puts you way out of shape going into the next one.
He does indeed. Just watching Grimmo, he's the only one who hasn't set a lap yet, and he is on his fast lap. So as we watch him coming through, currently Guy on provisional pole, Herman in second, joining him on the front row. Ferrari and Alpha Tauri. We've got an Alpine at the Nouvelle Chicane, which just looks like it's spun. Grimmo now down into the Lowe's hairpin. Or the Fairmont hairpin, depending on what is better. Still call it the Lowe's hairpin, just as you.
Herman literally saying absolutely fuck this chicane as he comes out the tunnel. Sorry, I dropped an F-bomb there.
No, that's alright. Just before the watershed, we do apologise to the audience and to those listening.
Yeah, sorry, I lost myself there, because he literally came out the tunnel and he was like, yeet, as he goes straight through the flipping through the chicane. He's like, I need to get back to the pits here.
Yep, he does. 2 minutes 37 seconds to go. Grimmo just coming out of Rascasse into Anthony Noakes as he does. DRS now wide open, and he is going to come across the line. Where is he going to end up? 9th, 111.9. Marks 0.4 of a second up on his fast. Oh, he absolutely got it. Really tail happy. Floored the rear end of that Mercedes and got a little bit squirrely. I think he may have just decided, I'll just relax a bit, or is he? He might still be carrying on though. We're keeping an eye on him just now.
I've jumped on, and I think he's backed out of it, because he's backed out. He's literally just carved his way through the chicane like you're carving cheese to make a cheese sandwich.
Well, exactly. And here we go, Nico Lack just about to come over the line and start his lap to see if he can get provisional pole position. Currently 0.4 of a second off of pole position as it stands, climbing up the hill. Guy also on an out lap. We'll keep an eye if Herman comes out again. I think he has, actually. He has indeed. So Nico Lack, as he comes down to the end of sector 1, is currently 0.3, just under 0.3 of a second. As we go through,
everybody out on track. Everybody out on track, and there's quite a bit of moving around near that.
And near the hairpin.
Near that famous,
As we come through, just keeping an eye on Nico Lack. So he's 0.3 of a second up as he came out of sector 1. Now coming into the Nouvelle Chicane, nicely done. Doesn't invalidate his lap, which is good. Now coming on that short spurt down into to back, left-hander here, nice, doesn't clip the curve too much. Ooh. And 5 tenths up if he could continue this car.
I was just watching Alex, and he got real tail happy just coming out of the coming off of the hairpin.
Yeah, are we going to see provisional pole get taken by this man, Nico Lackers? He's going to come across the line. Is he going to go into provisional pole? He does! 1:10.1, folks. But that's the challenge to Guy, who is also up at the end of his lap. Is he going to snatch it away from Nico Lack? He does! 1:09.9. Take a bow, son, take a bow. The nines have been broken here at Monaco, folks. Nico Lack had it for 5 or 6 seconds. It has been taken away from him. Guy takes back to the top. And Herman won 10.4.
Mr. Qualifying.
He is indeed. He's certainly not giving anybody the opportunity there. And Herman did go quicker as well, down to a 1:10.4, but just not good enough to get him onto that front row. Do we have any other movers and shakers at the moment? I don't think we do, because we are out of time in Q3. People will end their lap. Damalek will come over, and he goes fourth, 1:11.0. Evil Homer comes into the pits. Alex is 75 100ths of a second down as we speak. Nicely done. He's invalidated his lap. Ghetto Biggie's 3/10 of a second up on his fastest, so that could certainly pump him up into the top 5. He does clip the barrier on the outskirts of the swim pool. Oh, and he does hit. He has. That's going to
straight into the barrier at Raskas.
Straight into the pits. And Monster now 1:11.7. He is looking to beat to jump up. He's on the 4th row at the moment as he comes across the line to beat a 1:11.7. He does, stays 8. Grimo has finished his lap, and here is Mark, and Mark has bailed out on his lap as well.
Herman stays.
And Guy at some point lost his front wing. In all the excitement of taking pole position, he has lost his front wing. But qualifying is over, folks. We've had a full knockout of qualifying, and we have Guy on top in the Ferrari. We have Nico Lack in the Alfa Romeo, joining him on the front row of the grid. Herman third, and remember, crucially, he will start on those medium compound tyres, folks. He's the only one in the top 10 that will. Damalek in the Haas in 4th. Evil Homer and Alex will round out the top, the 3rd row in the Williams. Ghetto Biggie, and then Monster on the 4th row, and Grimo and Mark on row 5. 2.7 seconds separating
that
the top
lap
10.
though, that lap
1:09.9.
1:09.9. Take that, tier 1.
Yes. I'm just looking at that, Tim Carl, and thinking, can I get anywhere near... No, wait a minute, I'll never get anywhere near that in tier 1 when it comes to racing. But
yes, Guy, take a bow for that lap. Absolutely stellar.
Does indeed. French and Finnish on the front row of the grid. Swedish and Polish on the 2nd row.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I've just seen in the chat that Mark's put in the chat, Carl and F-bomb, tut.
Yes. We quickly moved on from that one.
Don't worry, I've just tapped my hand. I've just giving a slap on the wrist.
That's it. We'll need to get one of those beep buttons. The bleep buttons.
Martin, if you're here, mate, please don't find me.
What, is that to go into the MRC Christmas night out kitty?
You what?
We're going to Monaco. Did no one tell everyone? I'm not quite sure where we're staying. It might be a cardboard box. That's all we've got to say. But we are now, folks, just in the lull in the Monaco Grand Prix. The stands are full, as you can see. The crowd are on their feet. They are actively waiting for the race. In all a matter of 25 seconds, folks, the formation lap will start. The drivers will start to get themselves race ready for that opening run down into Sandoval. What I will say is Carl and I will promise to remain calm at all times. You will never see any form of excitement out of the two of us.
You ain't going to stay calm at all, especially on lap 1 at going into Sandoval. There is no way you're going to remain calm.
One of these days I will not start screaming like a banshee at several points. That is, I promise at some point I will not do that. I didn't even manage it in free practice through.
Thank God all those drivers and people watching ain't going to have you screaming like a banshee down
Well,
their ear.
well, this is it.
It's not pleasant, trust me.
So there we have it, folks. The 11 to 20 are going on the medium compound tyres. They are going on the alternate strategy. Herman is the other one on the medium compound tyres. So no one is doing a Carl Edens and going for the hards. You might go on the hards on tier 3. You never know. But certainly we'll see what happens. Remember, folks, we're looking for a clean race. We know what it is like around Monaco. This time next week it will be Baku, another street circuit, so it's certainly going to be good experience for them, but nothing beats the tight and twisty nature of Monaco.
Yeah, I think Baku's more 50-50 because yes, it's tight, but it's more forgiving because you got some runoff areas, whereas Monaco there's absolutely none.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but mind you, at least Monaco hasn't got anything tighter than the castle section from Baku.
Well, it doesn't, but it's the lowest hairpin, and this is the thing, and we've seen it in real life races, how people can get so close and you can lose a front wing there, and it's going to be interesting to see. Let's hope we get through lap 1 with no incident. Guy is coming up to Rascast now. He will start to take the automated lap set up to the grid.
I will do the honours, Gav, of watching from Jacob, so I'll watch the second half of the pack to see what happens further down, so you can focus those at the front. Good
man. Let's call it as we see the drivers will be getting ready. The broadcast cameras tonight will sort themselves out. The final team's just getting ready. We've got Smith there lining up in the Alfa Romeo, just waiting now for Vans and Single Track to get to the grid. Guy has been sitting on the grid now for a long period of time. The heart rate will be rising.
Yeah, expect Herman to get swamped into Sandervoort.
And 4 red lights and 5 red lights, and at Monaco it is lights out! And we are underway! The lights were held for a long period of time. Guy gets a superb start there. It looks like Herman's already up the inside of Nicolak as we come into Saint-Devant. And a great start for Guy. He will be happy. There we go! We've got one of the Hass's rounds as we come out of Saint-Devant. It is all chaos. We've got an Alpha Tauri round as well. The chaos in Monaco, folks, has started in the opening meters.
What did I say about you not being calm in Sandervoort on lap 1?
Calm and collective, Carl, calm and collective. No safety car as we come through, but let's jump right now as we come through into the hairpin. Guy leading, Herman in second.
The Haas was Damalek.
Was indeed, and he started really well, and unfortunately he's fallen down the order.
Oh, and here comes the car park into the
and one of the
hairpin.
One of the McLarens in the Red Bull just at the back there.
It was like a car park at the Lowe's hairpin just then, an absolute car park.
It was. I'll tell you one thing, Herman is all over the back of Guy. We're about 0.3 of a second back there on the medium compound tyres. There's those soft compound tyres going off quickly. Remember, they've done qualifying already, folks, in Q2. Herman jumping up there. Alex, 4.7 seconds behind the top 2, and he has Nicolak all over. Oh, we've got people pitting already. Both Nicolak and Alex in. There's potentially some wing damage, or have they gone for the commentator's strategy of hard compound tyres? Mark is also in, changing a front wing. Jacob is also in.
I think there's going to be a few people for damage and for those hard tyres.
There will be indeed. Tomo 222 up to 8th place at the moment. Loppy up into 7th.
Mind you, Nico Lack, mediums, a lot of them have stayed on medium tyres.
Yeah, Single Track also came in.
Vans and Single Track have gone for the hards.
The hards, they have indeed. So let's just jump onto the tyres, folks. So pretty much everybody will be looking. Alex, Nico Lack, Mark, all onto those mediums. Guy now just 3 seconds. Oh, and he was very close into the Nouvelle chicane there. Mark, Simba151 commentating and putting in some comments that apparently only dogs could hear me at the start there, Carl. It's that high pitched.
My ear was bleeding, trust me.
Very exciting, very exciting. Evil Homer falling about 5.5 seconds. behind the top two. They are setting an absolute pace. Garimo up to 4th, Monster up to 5th. And Ghetto Biggie Gagai fastest lap. I'll tell you what, Monster will be looking to get his first podium. He's come so close in the last couple of races. He will be looking to maintain that good form and look for a podium. We'll keep an eye on...
And as it said at the top of the screen, DRS has now been activated as we are now on lap 3.
Era Voice is pitted, so he will begin to fall down. So the bottom two at the moment, Vans Racing and Single Track on those hard compound tyres. The two McLaren boys, unfortunate. I think Jacob did start in the mediums and he put another set of mediums on, so he will certainly have to pit again. Nico Lack, unfortunate from him, he was second on the grid and he lost the place to Herman. He was unfortunate, so he came through turn 1. Alex there also, but the pack is already, as you can see from the circuit map, already quite spaced out there, which will be good news for the likes of Gagai and Herman. They will be wanting to make sure that when they come out of the pits, they are not gaining any. Loppy seems to have had something going through the tunnel because he's run wide.
He's practically right on that gearbox.
Loppy's
and he's
lost.
going to get DRS this lap as well.
He is. Loppy's lost his front wing end plate on the right hand side of the front wing, left hand side as you look at it just now. We did see him ghosting as he was coming out of the tunnel. Herman is all over the back of Gagai. Let's jump on board with the race leader. Look from the back rear wing of that Ferrari.
A Mercedes, I think it was. Yes, Scott losing places. He's got damage on the wing.
So far, folks, lap 4, no safety cars, which is a positive.
Don't jinx it.
Nope. It is a good race so far. These two out front. Look how close that Herman is getting. He's monstering the curbs in turn 7 there. Gotta watch, he doesn't get any time penalties. He does. Tell you what, Loppy and
Scott
Smith
has put a fresh set of mediums on.
Yeah. We're just watching the battle still.
Era Voice has recently changed to the hard tyre. The lap before.
I'll tell you one thing, Smith 96 and Loppy have gone into softs. So they're banking on getting those softs to the end. That's going to be an interesting one. It is indeed an ask. So let's see as Gagai now comes out of the final corner. Antti knows Herman all over him. Herman will get the DRS as he comes through. I don't think he's going to be close enough behind to make a move. If he does make a move, it would be a lunge, and lunges are not advisable around here because one long lunge and you will be in the barrier. Evo Homer 7.5 behind this battle.
You don't want to make a move into Sandervoort like Max Verstappen did in his first season at Toro Rosso and went straight on into the barrier.
You don't.
Quite a high impact that was as well, straightforward.
It was indeed. Herman almost pushing Gagai along as they were coming into the Casino Square section. So those soft compound tyres are not doing well. We knew they would go off, so we're on lap 5 at the moment. They will have done about 7 laps in total. Herman has almost just got to bide his time. Because I mean, and Herman getting a bit squirrely, rear end stepping out. I mean, let's be honest. Herman could quite easily take those medium compound tyres through till like the penultimate lap, put a set of softs on it, he'll have a good gap behind him and go for it. He's hoping that Gagai...
It depends. I think he only did about 2 or 3 laps in qualifying on them, so he didn't take too much life out of them. Yep.
We're just going to keep an eye on the front. It seems to have just calmed down a bit. Let's have a look at the intervals between the different drivers at the moment. Stu gets the 3-second penalty. Just a tenth of a second. Herman's exit out of Sandervoort is powerful. I mean, by the time they reach the top at Massenet, he's all over the back of Gagai.
Oh, Ollie points in the wrong direction on the exit of the swimming pool.
Oh, so he is, and he's lost his front wing.
Front wing altogether
and
now,
that's gonna.
That's the only problem with Monaco. It's very difficult to turn the car around if you're pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, Monster just coming out of the pits there. He is down into 10th after his first pit stop. Mark and Jacob becoming familiar on the run up to Massenet at the moment. Ollie T putting those hard compound tyres on, the right sensible thing to do. Smith 96 on those soft compound tyres. He's going to have to see them through to the end.
Got Nico Lack up the gearbox of Alex.
We're just seeing Herman Still pushing and trying to find a way. He's much closer. Is he going to go up the inside into Sandoval? Yes, he does! The Alpha Tauri is in the lead box. He'd been waiting. He'd obviously been utilising to deploy his ERS, and into Sandoval he made his move, and now his job is to scarper off into the distance. Guy surely will be pitting at the end of this lap.
Evil, Homer and Grimo are stopped for the medium tyres, so I think they're pretty much good to the end now.
They are. Tomo up to fourth in that Aston Martin. Evil Homer is going to come out into sixth. He's racing an Aston Martin on the exit, but he does get out just in front of his teammate. Then Nikolak just a tenth of a second behind, right on the run up to Massini. Not a place you want to overtake at all. The gap between Herman and Guy is increasing slowly. Alex jumping over that hump part of the track.
I wonder if Guy will pit this lap to put a new fresh set of rubber on.
I think he's got to be fair. I think his teammate did let him pass.
He's got a decent gap to get to Biggie, who probably will look at pitting as well.
And Guy does pit. You're right, Carl. He's in the pits. Now, I'll tell you one thing, if but bear in mind, Tomo is only half a second behind Ghetto Biggie, so Guy could conceivably come out behind the Aston Martin. Let's just keep an eye. Ghetto Biggie is coming through out the swimming pool into Raskas. Guy is already coming to the end of the pit lane.
Nearly hits the barrier coming out of the Raskas.
And Guy is going to get there. 5 seconds for Van's race, and he crossed the pit lane exit. Gonna not do that. And here comes Guy and Ghetto Biggie, and Guy is out in front. That was crucial in this race against Herman. Around about 18 seconds the differential in stopping from pit entry to pit exit, and Tomo is all over the back of Ghetto Biggie, but he's got to just bide his time. Bear in mind, Ghetto Biggie will pit soon.
The worst thing you could do around Monaco is rush an overtake. You've got to make sure that everything is ideal to make the overtake.
Indeed.
Because I'd say the start-finish straight's the only ideal overtaking spot.
It is. And maybe out of the tunnel into the Nouvelle Chicane, but again would not be recommended. We've got a bit of a chain of cars behind Stub at the moment in the Aston Martin. We've got 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, and Grimo will be looking to join that gang as soon as possible as well.
Mind you, we did see 2 overtakes going up the hill after Sandoval by Vettel in F1, and I can't remember who did it in Formula E, but there was an overtake going up the hill, which is very unusual to see.
There was. Smith 96 has pitted. He's got rid of those soft compound tyres and onto the mediums, so he has obviously not going to get those softs to the end. Ghetto Biggie is still in front. He's taking those soft compound tyres. 8 laps at the moment, plus qualifying, so potentially 11 to 20. Has run really wide though, and Tomo was almost eager as if to say, I want to get past. He needs to get past to try and catch Herman and Guy 20 seconds behind Herman.
The gap's not coming down very much at all. It's staying around that 20-second mark, which means whenever Herman pits, he will comfortably come back out in front.
We're just watching our race leader at the moment as he comes into the Raskas. So far not putting a tyre wrong. Anthony Nogues comes out now below 20 seconds. Guy 19.9. And we do have a yellow flag just coming out of the Nouvelle Chicane. I think it is. It's Vans just letting
Ghetto Biggie putting up some real good defence on Tomo 222 at the moment. Those 8-lap softs, he's really making sure that he puts the car in the right places. Mind you, it's very difficult to overtake anyway, but if you've got a good defence, it makes it a nightmare for others.
Oh, indeed. And Guy is the fastest man on track at the moment, so he is starting to get into the routine of those medium compound tyres. Scott gets the 3-second penalty there. Ghetto Biggie really want to go long, even if at the moment he would come out probably down in 12th or 13th though, so he's got to watch, and Tomo is going to be thinking the same because he's going to go onto those soft compound tyres as well. And back looking at Herman.
Oh, as Lurpy loses it at the final corner.
Oh, he has as well. And as the race leader comes through, Loppy doing a 360, and he's lost his front wing. He's going to have to do an entire lap of pain around Monaco with no front wing. first of our hard runners, Voice in 15th. I don't think the hard compound's paying off though. I think it would have maybe if there'd been a safety car.
If a safety car, it would probably help out. But I can tell from last night that yes, it gives you distance on your strategy, but when it comes to pace, it's definitely like dragging a ball and chain compared to those mediums, and definitely compared to the softs.
Definitely. Guy 19.7. He did set the fastest lap, but the gap is not coming down. Really, Herman needs 18 seconds, 17.5 to 18 second gap to come out in front of Guy. We are just watching from the helicopter as he comes through the swimming pool chicane. Nicolak has passed Morgan, coming down into the hairpin, so just at Mirabeau. Let's just jump back.
Biggie going very long on these soft tyres. He's on 10 laps now on those softs.
He is, but he's dropped 2 seconds to Guy on this lap alone. He is losing a mountain of time. And Tomo is going to be sitting there again thinking, I'm just losing time here. Loppe speeding in the pit lane. We have a yellow in sector 2. It was one of the Williams that's went round there. I think it might be Evil Homer.
Evil Homer, sorry, yep. I've seen the H and thought, what are we on about?
Alex has also lost a front wing end plate. So if the two Williams
it's not a good day for Williams, especially after their results in Spain.
It wasn't. And we've got a McLaren of Jacob rolling down, and Tomo's
just gone
passed.
Down the inside of Getter Biggie into Sandovots.
We missed
Clean
that.
As a whistle.
We are just keeping. I'll tell you one thing. Evil Homer is deciding to continue on. Alex has decided to pit. Evil Homer doesn't look to have any damage, which will be good news for him. So Tomo now needs to really go, and I'll tell you what, Guy's now 20 seconds behind Herman, so that gap is extended out. It's swinging back towards the AlphaTauri. So the championship leader, as it stands, is second.
If I were Ghetto Biggie, I would get off those softs now because he's losing time hand over fist.
Yeah, indeed he is. Herman is continuing his run up. He just lapped his AlphaTauri teammate Aero Voice there. Let him through quite nicely. Just keep an eye on the battles. Nicolak is all over the back of Ghetto Biggie now as they come into the swimming pool section. That Alpine must be like driving on marbles, and Nicolak will be seeing that and going, I just want to get past, but he's got to just bide carefully. And he does, he pops into the pits. He does indeed.
But 11 laps.
That's superb.
Decent showing.
The only thing is, and he's changing his front wing as well, so something's obviously happened, and Grimo is having to wait. Oh, and Grimo and Ghetto Biggie, the worst possible time. Grimo's going to lose a whole load, and the Alpines, who started so well in the top 10, are out of the top 10. They are 11th and 12th as it stands. Guy back, 19.6 now, and back up to 19.8.
You know how you were saying about sparking yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, if you go on board with someone coming into the final corner, you'll see some sparks on the outside of the final corner.
Let's just jump all.
I just seen it whilst on board with Herman.
Oh, and Smell really getting lairish. Coming out of the swimming pool, rear end step down. He's in again, and this is not Smith 96's race. He's been in. This will be his third stop of the night. It's not his day at all, unfortunately. It's definitely not the Alpine boys' days. They are 11th and 14th. And Tomo 222, and this is going to be an Aston Martin hold up in the pits because Stubb's going to have to wait for Tomo to be serviced, and it's going to drop them down the pack. And Tomo is there, and Stubb has had to wait forever. He's going to drop outside the top 10, surely, because Ghetto Big is just coming around Raskas now. Will Stubb get in? He's changing his front wing as well, so this is going to inherit the Alpine, and it does indeed into 10th. Tomo is going to come out.
Coming in.
Herman in. Good shout, Carl. We'll watch that. Herman now 19.5 seconds. Guy will see this. He will see that Herman is in the pit lane. He knows he needs to go for it.
5-second penalty speeding in the pit lane.
He did indeed. Let's keep an eye on. Herman is there and out. Nice clean pit stop by the AlphaTauri mechanics onto those soft compound tyres. Guy now coming into Anthony Noakes. He's going to absolutely go to floor it. And here is Herman coming out of the pits. There is a Ferrari that's coming speeding down the start-finish straight, but Herman is going to get him into turn one. Remember the pit lane exit, and Herman is in the lead. He stays in the lead. We inherited it in around about lap 5.
Crucial to get out.
He was, and Guy.
And he's in a real comfortable position now with on those soft tyres.
Yes, indeed.
Towards the end.
I thought we had a car stationary on the pit straight, but no. But Guy got the turbulent air as he was coming through. Jacob in the pits. So remember, Jacob pitted at the end of lap 1, went from the mediums to the mediums. He's now gone on to the soft compound tyres. He should get out in front of Ghetto Biggie, but Ghetto Biggie's actually, I don't think he will. Jacob, no, he's not going to manage it. Ghetto Biggie is going to take him, and Tomo is likely to also take the position he does.
Yeah, well, Jacob Martin goes through as well.
Yes, is Scott going to get out in front? No, Jacob is going to get out in front there. But it's a 1.4 second lead at the front, folks. Herman on those soft compound tyres now. Guy in the Ferrari in second. Nikolak in third. Do you know what this needs, Carl? A safety car.
I knew you'd say that.
Not wanting to tempt fate here, folks, but as a safety car could spice up the final 5 laps. Tell you what, Herman's pace on those soft compound is already 2.1 seconds clear. Certainly he will be going for the fastest lap at the moment. We do have a yellow in sector 2. I think that might be Smith. It is
was
indeed.
An Alfa Romeo.
It is. So Tomo in the Aston Martin up into 9th. He's going to be chasing down Ghetto Biggie. Remember, he spent easy enough about 4, 5, 6 laps behind the Alpine. He's just going to see the back of the French car again and go, none. I wish you were not here.
Not this again.
There might be other words that are coming out.
Or in case of CJ.
Herman's got 3 second time penalty, Carl. This is crucial.
Massive in the race.
This is crucial for the race. 3 second time penalty, and Guy is only 1.6 seconds behind. At the moment, the race is swinging towards the man in red.
The Tifosi are going mad.
They are, and Herman will be kicking himself. He's obviously had a moment. He's built up some time there. He does do the fastest lap of the race, and Guy takes it straight away from him. 1/10 of a second quicker. These two are trading times at the top of the timesheets, but the only time that is crucial is that 3 second penalty that Herman has at the moment.
Yeah, expect Herman to literally get his head down now and think, right, that 3 seconds, I need to get my foot down now.
It does. Let's have a look at penalties.
And Guy will also be thinking the same thing as, right, he's got that 3 seconds, I have to stay in that window.
He is Monster. 8 seconds penalty. That's going to drop him down to 7th place at the moment from his current 4th. Who else have we got?
Not what he needs.
No. Grimo, 3 seconds. Another penalty to... his first penalty, to apologise. Error voice, 8 seconds as well. But everyone has stopped. Some have stopped twice, some have stopped 3 times.
Yellow flags at the
Is it one in the Mercedes? Scott, I think.
Scott. Just seen on the timing sheets that he lost places.
Oh, Guy now only 9/10 behind Herman. I'll tell you one thing. We said this about Guy that the softs seem to drop after 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, the soft tyres do deg very quickly.
And I just wonder if we were talking about it, saying, look, do you run the mediums to lap 18, 19 and then pit, and you're really minimising your kind of impact? Because at the moment, Guy is 4/10 behind.
Yeah, or do you risk going hards for the softs at the end?
Well, that's the thing. Although the hard compound tyres just don't seem to be... They just don't seem to be running to any good sort of lap time.
They don't have the pace, because you still got Martin, who's on 15 lap hards, and he's still down there in 16th, and you got Ollie T on hards as well, down in 17th. They're not really making much progress.
Now let's give a shout out to Nikolak here in the Alfa Romeo. He started second on the grid. He was passed by Herman into turn one, and then he had kind of a nightmare first lap. Really came into the pits at the end of lap one, put those medium compound tyres on, and at the moment is doing a deserved job in third place in that Alfa Romeo. We do have another one of the Alfa Romeos though. It's gone! Schmidt is gone at the top of the hill at Masseny. We're just on board with the Red Bull and we can see it there. Is this going to be a safety car or not, folks?
No,
I don't think it is.
As of the moment,
no.
And Guy is within a tenth or so of Herman.
He is. I'll tell you one thing though, that Haas is still, that Alfa Romeo, sorry, is still there. Schmidt's race has not went well at all. He's had a horrible race. He did get knocked out in Q1. But
I will, just going back to you about giving a shout out to Nico Lack, I will have to agree with that because he is very good at taking those tyres long.
He is.
He's very good at extending stints.
He is. And Smith 96's car has been cleared by the marshals, do a fantastic job given the confines of the circuit here. So it is Herman, but he's got a lap and a half, Carl, to pull out 2 seconds. I don't think he's going to do it.
No, and especially with those softs looking to be... Because I think everyone started to struggle around lap 4, lap 5 on the soft tyres. So, mind you, Guy's got DRS now.
He does. We're just watching as he goes. He was making a lunge there up the inside and he almost gave a little tap on the left-hand side to Herman. I think he had to back out of that.
He got a better drive up the hill though, but he's had to slightly lift off, save running into the back of Herman.
I'll tell you one thing though, he just has to take it, can he? He doesn't want to risk losing a front wing at this point in time because that win is there. If he can just stay within 3 seconds, he is there getting that win and Herman will be kicking himself.
No silly business needing to be pulled.
No heroics needed. Monster another 3 seconds.
Another one.
He will drop down the field. We will pick all that up towards the end, folks, but we are on the final lap of what has been an enthralling... Oh, what have we got here? No, it's all right. And Herman's has Herman got a problem? Herman is really slow. Has he got a puncture, or is he just let him through?
I don't know.
Let's go on board with... he's ghosting. Oh, it's fuel, it is, Carl! He's under-fueled and he's now suffering.
He's under-fueled.
He has.
Disaster.
Oh, I thought for a minute it might have been a puncture or something, but no. The Alpha Tauri is under-fueled. He is on low fuel mode as he comes through, but Guy is going to come through in the Ferrari, weaving across the line and takes victory in the Monaco Grand Prix. And Herman is going to come across the line a bit slower than expected.
He's going to keep second now.
He does. Nico Lack, though, in the Alfa Romeo is going to come through to a well-deserved third place. Great drive, 18-lap tyres. But we caught it just towards the end as he was coming out of the tunnel there. Monster finishes in 4th on the road. He is going to drop, though, when penalties are added. Ava Homer comes through 4th. Mark is up to 6th. He will inherit 5th from Monster. He does indeed. Ghetto Biggie is also just going to
finish with no front wing.
Oh, and he's going to be kicking himself. Ghetto Biggie finishes in 7th. Monster falls to 6th. Jacob is going to come across the line in 9th. Superb drive. 2 stopping was Jacob there. Tomo in the Aston Martin comes through in 10th, with Morgan and Grimmo fighting it to the death through Anthony Noakes. But the Aston Martin is going to come through in 11th, and then Grimmo in 12th, and Alex 1 lap down. Well, I'll tell you one thing, even without that 3-second penalty for Herman Carl, it all came down to a crucial human decision, which was to underfuel that Alpha Tauri. He will be kicking himself.
Yeah, he was probably taking the risk of underfueling the car and probably hoping for a safety car, which I think a lot of people probably thought was going to happen, but we did have a DNF, and,
we did,
but no safety car.
No safety car, exactly. No carnage into turn 1, coming out of turn 1 in the opening lap. But a thoroughly well-deserved victory for Guy, who kept on it. Herman will be happy to finish 2nd. He'll be gutted not to finish in 1st. And Nico Lack, well-deserved. But Guy takes the point for fastest lap, 1:12.3. 3. Evil Homer finishes 4th in the Williams. Mark in the Mercedes 5th. Well done drive to him from 10th on the grid. Monster 6th in the Red Bull. Ghetto Biggie 7th. Danilek 8th. Jacob in the McLaren 9th, up from 11th. And Tomo in the Aston Martin gets a point from 13th. Stub goes from 18th up to 11th. Grimo, then Alex, Voice, Scott, Martin in 16th, Ollie in 17th, Loppe in 18th, Vans in 19th, and Smith the only non-finisher. Well, I'll tell you one thing, it's certainly given the players for Tier 1 and Tier 3 opportunities to look for, Carl.
Yeah, and unlike the real-life Monaco Grand Prix, the MRC, we always deliver.
We indeed do. We promise excitement, folks, week in, week out. Do check out all the other YouTube videos. Do join Jacob and Andrew in the comms box shortly in 17, 18 minutes time for Tier 1. Starts at 8:45 GMT. Carl, you will be racing on Wednesday evening at 19:30 GMT in Tier 3. What a race it's been. What an ending it was. Certainly there's been a chance there that people will be thinking maybe safety cars did underfuel. It didn't pay off on this occasion. From Monaco, Carl, thank you very much for this evening. And for all those that are joining us, thank you very much. Join Jacob and Andrew for Tier 1 in about 15 minutes time. But thank you very much and have a good evening.
Good night.